My name is Pritpal Singh. I'm here from the Sikh channel, and we are here today to see what the Sikh Freshers Fair is all about.
What we've done is put a lot of time and effort in to get all you students here today. We worked hard alongside BOSS and a lot of the schools, colleges, all the organisations that are here. Over the years, people talk about grooming, and you've heard it countless times. You hear how girls have been blackmailed or converted, and these are all welfare issues. So how do we make a solution instead of just talking about it? A solution is to provide services for all the youth, all the students to come together and show you what services are available from Sikhs. There's organisations here like Shere Punjab have been talking about it for years. There's organisations like SAS have been doing awareness for the last few years. Yeah, and there's organisations that want to get solutions and be proactive about it. So as you can see, you might see some people wearing these T-shirts. These T-shirts are wearing, and we're going to raise awareness on sexual grooming for this month. We're giving the T-shirts away free, and it's an interactive way for all you guys to take selfies, take pictures, and hashtag Sikhs against grooming, because we're all Sikhs. We all know someone who suffered from it, and if you don't, through your journeys at universities, you might meet some. Because over the last few weeks, I've had about 20 phone calls from Luton to Leeds to even Nottingham. There's been concerns, and Nottingham, and the reason we paid for a coach there because people were raising concerns there. So we thought we'll get a coach from the Gurdwara to bring you here.
Before we set all this up, before we set all the chairs out, before we spent all the money, before we did this whole umbrella, someone asked a question. I never answered them then, but I'm going to answer them today. I'm going to answer them now. They said, why? You can't save the whole world. He said, you can't save the whole world. He goes, you're wearing a T-shirt that says Sikhi saves lives, but you guys, you can't save everybody. This is my answer. You've probably heard this story before. There was a young girl, and on the seaside, on the shore, thousands of starfish got washed ashore. There were thousands of starfish dying on this seaside, and this little girl was picking them up and chucking them back in. And someone walks up to her and says, what are you doing? You're not going to make a difference to all of them. There's thousands of them dying. You're not going to make a difference. She picks one starfish up in front of him and she chucks it in the river and says, it made a difference to that one, didn't it? That's our aim. If we can change one person, if we can save one person, we've done our job. We can, at the end, when we die, we can stand in front of Dharamraj and say, Maharaj, we tried. With what we had, we tried. And to be real with you, I lost my best friend this month. He died, and when he died, he was alone. He had no one to turn to. That's why it's important and vital we have stuff like this where there's welfare, where you can come and you can give your dog suck. That's what the Guru Ghar is for. That's why we're in the Guru Ghar. So when you're stressed, when you can't turn to anyone, you can come to the Guru's house. Because those times are going to come when you're at uni. Right now you're busy fighting for Instagram likes. Because you are. You can't tell how many people like you, but do you like yourself? When you go to sleep at night, are you happy with yourself? Are you making a difference in this world? That's why we invested in these rape alarms. For all the Bibyat, come and take them, they're free. Come, for all the things, anyone who needs it, all the children, come and take them. When you pull it out, it will act as a small deterrent. That is self-defense. That is being slightly aware. There's other stories, heartbreaking stories, things that happen in our local area, in Nottingham, in Derby. You want to see how bad the world is? Open a newspaper. The amount of rapes that happen on university campuses, they don't even publish because they don't want to scare people from going to that university. But if you're aware and your eyes are open, you'll see and hear this. So the first step in self-defense, the first step in our seva is, to wake you guys up and be a bit more aware. And one of the projects that we're going to do is we're going to have women's self-defense seminars, women's self-defense days, self-defense seminars in Punjabi for the Bajorg to explain to them how to live.
Look how many organisations are here in the room today. And we can say, sort of hand on heart, these are all youth-led organisations. And that's an amazing achievement. And what our message to you now is that you are now the next generation. You are the future of the Banth. Don't think that it's on our shoulders. You know, look at us at the front, look at the people in the organisation, say it's up to them to do the seva. It's not. It's for you to step up. And you know, when we read about successful nations and successful movements, actually, it's always been led by the youth. It's always been led from students at universities, because it's not there where you get a chance to think away from your family, away from your kind of cultural baggage, and develop your own identity. And we think it would be a real shame if you're at university that you don't have that chance to learn about your heritage, learn about your history. What's wrong with learning about your history? We're not saying, you know, go out there and make yourself into a Amatari Singh or Amatari Bibi or anything like that. Just learn about yourself, have that knowledge, and let the rest sort of go where it may. We think you're going to develop some amazing strength, and we've actually seen that. So at universities last year, we're so proud to say that with Maharajas Gurdwara, we had 8 Sikh societies who won awards, who were nominated for awards. So really the message from BOSS is, you know, take this opportunity. We're here to support you. We're here to uplift you, to give you that empowerment and give that kind of hand on the shoulder to say, look, go ahead. If you've got something that you want to get engaged in your school, in your college, at your university, speak to us if you need support to do something, but get involved. Get involved in society. Don't stop with just going to an event and then going back home. You know, speak to the committee, get involved with everyone, and bring your friends to those events. Because actually, you don't know what sometimes your friends are going through when they're at university. They don't talk to you sometimes. And we think actually Sikh societies provide that welfare role at university that they're not going to get elsewhere. So we think it's your seva can be simply bringing your friends to events like this. Look how amazing is the unity here. Look at the empowerment that we're feeling just to be together. If we can do this up and down the country, in our schools, in our colleges, in our universities, our Banth is going to be that much stronger for the years to come. And think about it as well for your brothers and sisters when they go to university. What have you left behind for them so that they'll have someone to look out for them?
I think, you know, when we use words like grooming and sexual abuse and things like that, we forget that there's an actual really real element to it, and the facts are quite raw. And I think this is why it's important to have freshers' fairs like this, because uni is a great time. You have all this independence and freedom. But with that independence and freedom, as Deepa will tell you and other people who work on the ground, uni life has become a breeding ground for a lot of sexual abuse. And when we talk about grooming, it's not just about under 16-year-old girls or 12-year-old girls, or as we've seen in Birmingham, cars parked outside nurseries. It's also a big target of university students. And I think we forget the nitty-gritty side of it. We think that people know. But how many of us tell our sister or our daughter or our niece or our cousin that when she's at university to keep her mobile phone charged at all times? That when she's going somewhere to let someone know that she's leaving and tell them where she's going to be? To not walk on streets and roads that aren't lit properly? That if she's on a bus after hours to sit downstairs near the driver? And when she's calling a taxi, and our lads here will tell you that taxis seem to be a massive, massive issue. When she's calling a taxi, take a picture of the registration plate. And I'm telling that to everybody. Take a picture of the registration plate and text someone where you're going and what time you're going to be there. Even if you have to take a picture of the taxi driver. It's an uncomfortable thing to do, and I know a few people who have done it. And it often results in the taxi driver saying, I'm not going to take you nowhere. I'd rather you have that 5 minutes of uncomfortableness than to wake up in the back of a taxi not knowing who's on top of you. So these little precautions we can take, and I think this is why these kind of events are really important, is that we get to grips with not only how we can safeguard ourselves and the people around us, but also acknowledge that there's an issue that exists. Because deep down in our Gurdwara, deep down in our houses, we really don't want to talk about these issues. Firstly, because they're quite uncomfortable to discuss. And secondly, we don't want to be seen as racist. I was supposed to do I did do a talk at a kids camp in Warsaw. I'll name the Gurdwara, West Bromwich Street in Warsaw. And the Pradhan said to me that please don't mention grooming because it's racist. They can learn those things at school. Muslim guys can be told from mosques by the imams that this is how much we'll pay you to seduce a Sikh girl and this is how you do it. But we don't want to talk about how we can defend our girls from our own Gurukars. This is why this Gurdwara is becoming a beacon of light, because this is what a Gurukar is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a mandir, which is what we're turning our Gurukars into, a place to go and worship. Guru Maharaj has given us that technology to connect with Waheguru anywhere in the world. What a Gurukar is a centre of learning. It's a centre of empowerment, where we empower ourselves physically, economically, sociologically.
It's Freshers Week. I've never been out before, but I've managed to make a cool group of friends since I've moved here, and I feel like I'll be safe with them. My family is quite traditional, not religiously, but culture-wise, so my mum was never happy with me going out the way that some of my friends did. Now that I'm at uni, I feel like I'll finally get my chance of exploration. I'm nervous. I'm not really much of a drinker, but I don't see the harm in trying it. My dad's always been quite heavy on the drink, so I swear I'll never make the same mistakes that he did. I don't tend to dress as modern as some of the girls do here. But I want to look good. I want to make a real effort for my first night out. And I legit spent about 15 minutes trying to apply these false eyelashes, so I really hope they don't fall off. We're into the night. The music is insane. Everyone's having an incredible time, and the vibe is unreal. I've never experienced something like this before, or ever felt so free. I go over to the dance floor, and that's when I see him. He comes over, and I'm trying not to blush, but he's really cute. We end up talking for the whole night. I ditched my mates because I'm having the most perfect time right now. He takes my number by the end of the night and promises that he'll call me. We've just had our first official date, and he's asked me to be his girlfriend. I really like him. He's so sensitive and sweet and just understands me in a way that nobody else ever has before. I literally mentioned the other day how I'd always wanted a Pandora bracelet, and the next thing you know, he's actually bought me one with a full set of charms. I'm really, really starting to fall for him now. He gets me and doesn't judge me, and it's amazing because I've never felt this way about someone before. And I feel like I could be with him forever. He's Sikh too. I mean, I'm not really religious and neither is he, but we both wear ghara, so I guess that counts, right? Everything is perfect when you fall in love. I just got back from a night out. Me and my friends thought we'd go to Bhangra night at Gatecrasher, and it was so live. I know for a fact I'm going to have a hangover in the morning. Jay came too. He bought me a new ring to celebrate our 1 month anniversary. He's been staying at mine recently, and the other night he rode us a joint. I was a bit anxious at first, but Jay says once you get used to it, it begins to relax you. He just makes me feel so safe. I've been smoking it every day since. Just got off the phone to Mum. I haven't had a chance to speak to her for a couple of weeks now because Jay gets annoyed when I talk to my family when I'm with him. He says they don't approve of me having a good time and definitely wouldn't approve of him. He says it's just better to avoid them. Kieran's sick. She's been diagnosed with TB. Mum wants me to come home for a bit, but I don't think I can't be that long without Jay. Recently I've been starting to feel really low about myself. I've wanted to talk to my friends about it, but they don't seem to want to talk to me. Jay says it's because they're jealous, but they probably are anyway. Jealous. Because I'm happy, and they're not. Jay says they're a bad influence. They probably are. He said to me, he suggested that maybe I should try something a bit stronger. I was nervous, but he just said, babe, just hold one finger to your nostril and just sniff in through the other one and you'll be fine. And I was. And it's been starting to take away the pain. Jay showed up in the middle of the night. He says that I owe him money for everything that he's been supplying. We argue and he says, you're a whore! A Sikh slut, that's what you are. And I'm like, Jay, what? What are you talking about? And he turns around to me and says, you think I'm a dirty Sikh like you? And I'm confused because I don't know what he's talking about. And then he pulls out his phone and shows me a video of us two. He told me he'd been spiking my drink, and I guess that explains why I'd blank out sometimes at night. He said that if I didn't start working for him, then he'd send the video to my family. There's nowhere to go for help. I don't have a choice at all. My body's aching. I just got back from, well, I don't really know where. Jay will send me random texts with random locations and I just have to meet him there. I keep going around in circles because I keep asking for more drugs to take away the pain, and then I have to carry on working so I can pay off my debt. That was my fourth today. But it's a Tuesday, so that normally means that there's a group of them that I meet in the evening. They're a lot older than me, the guys that show up. There's one, and he must be old enough to be my granddad, and sometimes I see him driving past in his taxi, picking up and dropping off students. Sometimes I bleed. I think my body is becoming weaker, and it's painful when they do it dry. It's not nice for me like it was with Jay. They'll do it really hard, and then I'll get sore, and if I try to stop, they'll just start hitting me. I can't even tell anyone. I can't even pray to God because even He must hate me. I thought I was clued up about the world, but it's sick and evil, and the easiest escape is just to make it all end. I feel like I've lost my own voice, my own identity, my sense of being. As if someone's put a stamp on me, claimed me, and I'll never be free again. I tried overdosing today, but I was too scared. What would my mum say? She'd say, you're a disgrace. You're a Sikh slut. You can't come back into this family. I know I have to get help. So I start searching for random stuff online. I can't afford rehab. I can't go to the police because they'll probably blame me. I don't even have my name anymore. But I have a cutter on my wrist, so that must mean something, right? Sikh Girl Helpline. I've heard of Sikh Youth UK before. It's worth a shot. Hello? My name's Simran, and I think I have a drug problem, and I think I'm being abused. So please, will you help me? And they did. It's now been a year since I left Birmingham. The Bajia and Banjia at Sikh Youth suggested that I move to a different uni, so I never have to step foot here again. I've been clean for 10 months now, and I haven't spoken to Jay since. It was hard for my parents to hear everything, but then they've been so supportive. And they've never blamed me for anything. But I still blame myself. If I wasn't so naive, if I'd even known a little bit about Sikhi, then maybe I would have known something wasn't right about Junaid. Jay. Junaid. I thank Maharaj that I've been given another chance to make things right again. And I can only pray that one day I'll claim my name back from Sikh slut to Simran Kaur. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.